Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about various sorts of inputs in HTML. So let's get started. First of all, the kind of input that we want from the user is normal that we have done in the past, but we just want to have a reset button suited to it. So let's start programming. So a reset button would set all the fields to the original value, because sometimes the user they would want that if they have entered some data and then they want to reset it, or you may have seen that in some sort of websites. Maybe the information was not fed correctly, maybe you want the default values. So we have the form, then action is equals to, again this is the PHP portion. This is defined by the emulator that I use for the programming. Again, I just want to define some fields for like F1, and then give it like field 1, then close the label, give a break, then input type equals to text, some text value which you want to define, equals to F1, and then name is equals to F1 again, then define a value which is equals to default. That's our default value that's going to be displayed to the user all the time. The user can input their own text and or reset it to reset their own as well. Let me just copy it for the second one. Yeah, and want to just change this field to F2. This is my field 2. Type would remain text only. Again, this is field 2. F2, and then after that, once we have set these inputs, labels and inputs, we just want to create a submit button. That is the input for submit button. Again, this is another type of simple submit button for a submit input for sub to submit all these values. I haven't talked much about how the submit button works, because that would not be covered in a regular way. What sort of submissions you want to do? Maybe in the PHP videos we would do that. And this is reset, then this, and close the form, then some paragraph, and then the body and HTML closure. Copy everything, take it to the emulator, run it. Let me just zoom in a bit so that it's more visible. Yeah, that's quite visible. So you have heading, default, and submit and reset. So let me just change default to, text. Let me change it to text one, text two. Now what we want to do is I just want to take it back to default. So as soon as I click on the reset button, you can see that all these fields are back to default values. So that's what we do with this one. All